Let's take training. Let's come back to training because that's obviously something that we touch on a lot. I'd like to come in on the timing of sleeping, as well as the importance of morning sunlight exposure, as well as reducing UVB or light exposure prior to bed, and how that's going to impact my goal or anybody's goal for maintaining muscle mass while still losing body fat or poor weight.
Of course. I mean, sleep is such an interesting thing because I don't think there's a person in the world who would argue that sleeping well makes everything better, right? Like, get good sleep. The end. That I could say that and just move on to a different topic. But the reality is, sleep is just something that's kind of like a taken for granted aspect of life in the world of health because A, it's not super sexy unless you make it scientific, which we can try to do our best to make it scientifically sexy if that's a thing. And then the second aspect of sleep is we don't know the conditions of what create an optimal sleep, right? So let's start with what controls everything to do with how a human stays awake and why a human falls asleep. It's this thing called the circadian rhythm, and everything in the world has a rhythm to it. We were talking before we started recording. The rhythm to the four seasons is the rhythm to the year. The light and dark is the rhythm to a single day. The seconds are the rhythms to a minute, as a minute is to an hour. So there's a natural rhythm that the body always wants to follow. And what makes the human body adhere to its rhythm is light cycle, right? Or our light cycles, I should say. So if I say the morning sun has a very stimulatory aspect, it's because our bodies are designed to get the cues from the sun in the morning to increase our energy levels to be productive for the day. As the day goes on and the sun goes from its highest point to the sky and it starts to set, the signal from that is to chill our bodies out and get us ready for rest, which ultimately leads to sleep. So if you can take this visual in your mind for a second, if I start at nighttime, right? I'm dead asleep in the middle of the night. As I get to about 6 a.m., the sun starts to come up, my body starts to do this. As I hit noon, the sun is at its highest peak, means the light is most stimulatory. I should be perfectly awake and totally alert and productive and energetic. And as I start to have the day go on and the sun sets, eventually at some point I go back to that horizontal position. So that's a 360-degree model of how the day controls our light cycle. Why people don't sleep well nowadays is because they don't follow the natural rhythms of the day. If you didn't have a TV screen, a smartphone, a computer, indoor lights, how would you know what time to wake up? An alarm clock. You'd wake up when the sun was bright enough to actually awaken you,
Mhm.
right? And how would you know when to go to sleep? Well, if there were no lights on after a while, your body would get naturally sleepy and you'd fall asleep. If you live, off the grid, that's probably what your lifestyle is like. But most people don't do that. The first thing most people do when they wake up is they don't get sun in the morning. They open their phones and they check their Instagram or they check their email or their text messages. And we stay inside under artificial lights. We look at computer screens. We look at TV screens. So we're never getting the exposure to our natural environments that help us optimize your physiology. Because a good night's sleep starts with how you wake up and the amount of light you get during the day. As the sun sets, do you keep all the lights off in your house at night?
No,
No,
no.
everyone has overhead lights on. Then add the TVs on. You're looking at your phone. Maybe you're watching Netflix in bed on your computer. So what you're basically telling your body is you're saying don't follow the natural rhythm of the day and allow for the restful times that prepare us for sleep. Just have all kinds of light coming into our bodies all day long. So we're living in perpetual daytime. Does that
Mm,
make sense as a model?
makes perfect sense. Yep.
And people don't really realize that light is actually it's a health supplement and it's also a potential health carcinogen because the right light at the right time of day is a very healthy thing. If you want to increase your testosterone production, maximize your insulin sensitivity, improve your energy levels, the best thing that you can do is somehow get some light in your eyes the first thing you do when you wake up because this is a little scientific. I'll try to explain it very simplistically. Our eye isn't just a camera to see the world around us. An eye is the input to the clock in our brains that control our body's time of day. Have you ever thought about that? How do you know when to take a dump in the morning? How does your body know when to get hungry? How do you know when to do anything physiologically? It's based upon the fact that our body tells time with where the sun is. So if I'm getting light on my face in the morning, I'm raising all the hormones that I need to be awoken. I'm increasing my energy levels. I'm also starting my day appropriately because we move in the rhythm of the day as humans. And as a result of doing so, we can also set up an optimal night's sleep because when you stimulate the morning sun in the morning in your eyes, your body also is waiting for the corresponding darkness to complete the cycle. So that's why getting sun in the morning is so important, and then blocking light in the evening, because the eye, again, being not only a camera but a clock, if you're getting the light that's coming in off of a computer screen or a smartphone or a TV, have you ever noticed what color light that is or what kind of light is coming off of those electronics?
The blue light.
Incredibly bright, yeah. And
Yeah.
technologically speaking, it makes sense because what companies do is they take away all the light that drains the battery of the device or adds too much heat. So when you touch an LED light bulb, it doesn't burn your finger. If you touch one of those old school light bulbs after it's been on for 4 hours, you're going to burn yourself.
Mhm.
So they take all the low energy light away and they concentrate the light that has the most output. It's got the brightest emittance, which
Mhm.
is also the worst possible light that you can experience at nighttime, because what it does is it tells your body not to calm down and relax and prepare for sleep. It stimulates you. It does that morning effect at night. So what your body is getting is it's not getting the natural secretion of hormones that it needs at nighttime to relax you, to prepare for good sleep, to stimulate the release of growth hormones so you recover. You're actually getting an increase in cortisol, an increase in blood sugar, an increase in insulin, and all these things that your body doesn't want in the evening. And it's not that one day is going to be a problem. It's not even that a week is going to be a lifetime problem. It's doing this perpetually every day is going to slowly take away from your vitality.
Mm.
So we
That
don't even realize that sleep is essentially anchored by how we start our day and how we experience light throughout the day. And the best thing you can do is, I'll say it again, get outside in the morning if you live somewhere that's not frigidly cold. I mean, if you can be a badass and just go outside in the snow and get some sun on your face. The
mm,
second best thing is try to be outside between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. because that's when the sun is most stimulatory. So that light energy, and it's not what people have told you, the sun's not going to kill you and burn you instantaneously. That light energy's got incredible benefits to your health. And then as the day goes on, as the sun starts to set, work with the natural rhythms of the day based upon the time of year. So right now, light cycles are short. The sun sets around 6:15 p.m. here. So what I do in my place is I don't have any overhead lights on after 6 o'clock. And if you could see my stock of specialized bulbs, I have different colors for different times of day.
mm.
And then I don't have them around me, but I have those really awesome, cool blue blocking glasses that really make you look like a nerd when you go to the grocery store at night. But these these basically this technology in these glasses that you can wear helps your eyes not receive that high energy light in the evening. So you still kind of get the best of both worlds. You can watch your TV, you can watch your movie at night, but you're not going to be stimulating yourself and compromising your sleep.
So yeah, you just that was my last question because I think people listening, if you were to say put your phones away and turn the TV off 2 hours before bed, they're turning off, they're not listening to the rest of this. They said, get
Yeah,
out of here.
so I'm,
So
I'm
the
doing
blue
Netflix and chill.
blockers, blue blockers are something that I've had for a long time, but you brought them back up and I've been using them. And honestly, I've only been going for about a week, but you don't even know you're wearing them. And it's not that inhibiting and it just keeps you aware of what the purpose of that night is.